Hello everyone. For this lesson, we will start to learn the guitar fretboard notes. So let's go directly to the lesson. First thing we need to learn is how do we understand this diagram right here. So guitar has 6 strings. So this is now the first string, which is the open string is the E note, E. And how do you find the first string? If you have your guitar, the thinnest string is E. So the string number 1 is E. So let us remember that we have the first 6 letters, the open strings. So the first string is E. So this is the thinnest. So this is very thin. The second string is B. And then third is G. And then the fourth, usually the fourth becomes coated with brass. This is the D note. And then the fifth is A, and the sixth is E. So these letters right here is the open notes or the open strings. So these are found here on the open string. So when you strike the guitar on the first string, that is the E note. Considering that your guitar is tuned to standard tuning. So if you haven't gone through how to tune the guitar, check my other videos on how to tune the guitar. So let's go now to the fret notes. So this is your guitar right here. When you hold it, your left hand will be here and your right hand will be here, very close to the sound hole. Now we have the open strings, which is the E or the sixth string, A, D, G, B, E. Now in the notes, we have these letters. So you need also to learn or to know, if you already know what are the sharps and the flats. So we need also to learn this one, the sharp and the flat. So sharp is +1 semitone and the flat is -1 semitone. So that's basically the difference between the sharp and the flat. So let's go back to the to the board right here. So if we will see C sharp, if we will see C sharp, say for example, we need to put on C plus 1 fret. So I'm gonna explain it here. So first is we need to understand the open strings. So the open notes of the string. So that's E, A, D, G, B, E. So that's the sixth, fifth, and goes to the first. So let's start with learning what are the sharps and the flat. So on the music theory, you have C, you also have D, E, F, G, and then it goes back to A and B. Basically, if we're gonna do it on the do re mi, this is do, re, mi, fa, so, la, ti, and do it begins to go back to C, which is the octave of this one. So there are two letters, there are two notes that doesn't have any sharp. So and that is E and B. So if you're gonna add one fret or one semitone from E, it's gonna jump to F. There's no such thing as E sharp or B sharp, but that's how the music was written. So we have C right here. So if you're gonna add one semitone, so let's say for example, let's go to E right here. We have E, so let's go to E. And if we're gonna add one fret, if we're gonna press the fret number 1, you're gonna go to, you will be pressing the F note. So that is here. And that's F. And if you're gonna add one semitone, that's gonna be on the 2nd fret, you will end up into F sharp. So this is F sharp. And if F sharp, you're gonna add another semitone, so you are now in the 3rd fret, 1st string 3rd fret, you will hit the G note, which is F sharp plus one semitone is G. And then you're here, G, you're gonna add one semitone, or this is the 4th fret of the 1st string, you will hit the G sharp, and so on. So that's E plus one semitone is F. F plus one semitone is F sharp. F sharp plus one semitone is G. G plus one semitone is G sharp, and so on. So if you're gonna add A right here, if you're gonna add one semitone from A, you will end up to A sharp. So A sharp, next will be B. There's no such thing as B. B, we're gonna go end up into C. So when you're gonna add one semitone from B, you're gonna end up to C. So C, you're gonna add one semitone from C, you're gonna end up to C sharp, and so on. D, and then if you're gonna add one semitone from D, you're gonna end up to D sharp, and D sharp, if you're gonna add one semitone, you're gonna end up to E, and so on. So this is the rule of the sharps. Now let's go to the rule of the flat. Flat is 1 minus 1 semitone. So in the case of guitar, you're gonna minus 1 fret. So that's minus 1 fret. So let's go to the details right here. So let's start with, still on the E string, let's start with letter C. So this is C. So that's, if you're gonna hit the 8th fret on the 1st string, you're gonna hit the C. So C, if you're gonna less 1 fret on that one, C flat, you're gonna end up into B. So C, you're gonna end up into B. So there are two notes that doesn't have any flat. That's F, because F minus 1 is E, and then C minus 1 is B. So this two doesn't have flat, no flat. And then here we have no sharp, we have E, and also B, because E plus 1 fret or sharp is F, and B plus 1 fret is C. So there are no sharps on these two notes. So let's go back to the flats. We have C less 1 fret, you end up to B. You B, you less 1 fret, you end up to A sharp, or this is also called as B flat. So B, A sharp, actually A sharp or B flat. And then A minus 1 fret is G sharp, right? You can also call it as A flat. So whether you call it G sharp or A flat, you will end up on the same fret right here. So that's G sharp or A flat. So this is how the fretboards are written. First is you need to memorize the open E string. So I made up some sort of meaning for each string. It's E as Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. And from there, using this knowledge right here of flats and sharp, so I can now start to memorize the fret notes on the guitar fretboard. So going forward, we have G minus 1. This we are in G minus 1 is F sharp or G flat. F minus 1 is E, no flat. And we have also E. E minus 1 is D sharp or E flat. And then we have from E flat, so E flat or D sharp. So D sharp minus 1 is D, and then D minus 1 is C sharp or D flat. And then D flat or C sharp minus 1, you end up into C. And the cycle goes on and on. So now you know how to understand the guitar fretboard notes. And this knowledge is very important on learning how to read music and also how to play it on the guitar. So thank you and see you on the next guitar learning video.